just spoke to my mum for like, I don't know, an hour or however long it took. And that works perfectly the whole time.
Yeah, but is that a phone call or is that through the internet?
Well, through the internet. That's the only way I contact her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just it's on Messenger, the Facebook one. You know, and I just use that for however long it took, and it works perfectly.
Well, that's your problem. You're wasting valuable broadband on talking to your mother of all people
Yeah.
when you should be reserving it exclusively for this. Richard, what's your opinion on cherries? Man, I'm in a bad mood now.
Why?
The fucking cherry has a bit of mold on it.
Oh, that's not good.
No.
Well, I just had to eat around it.
That's what I did, yeah, I just bit that part off. I love cherries.
Well, they're good. I don't know about every single night, but they're definitely good.
It's not every single night. It's just like 6 out of 7 weekdays a week.
Yeah.
Okay,
Is it?
but here's my reasoning, okay? A kilo of cherries is 600 calories.
Okay.
That's not bad for a kilo of food.
No.
And it's good tasting food.
Yeah.
And the cherries only come around a certain time of year.
Well, yeah, you just gorge on them.
So yeah, when they come, I enjoy them quite a lot.
Yeah.
Yes, to the point of having a bag every day, but you know, it's fine.
Then it's
Yeah, exactly.
I ate like 3 or 4 cherries from our tiny tree outside. But they're kind of sour, but they're still edible.
You have an actual tree.
Well, it's only a bush. I don't know. You could see it in a second.
How tall is it? Like
Not very. It's like 2.5 feet.
2.5 feet.
Yeah, it's pretty pathetic, but it has maybe, I don't know, 15 fruits left.
Is it a specific kind of cherry? Oh yeah.
Yeah, that little one there. There's like tiny red dots on it. They're cherries. So I ate a couple. They tasted good, but they're just sour. But
Right.
over there, that's where somebody's buried.
Should we be disclosing this for
Yeah.
people to know? Should people know about this person who's buried?
That cross.
Well, here, if you turn the camera around, everyone can know who I'm talking to, and it's not just me doing see, it's not just me doing an accent really well. I'm just like editing it. Oh, Richard, I love eating cherries. Alright, I love eating cherries. Oh yeah, that's cool. Jared, I've got a cherry tree. I could I could just go back to that conversation, just edit out all your words there and just put mine in instead.
Just level 2 craziness.
Oh man.
Okay, so what's the subject? I don't know what we got to last time.
What do you mean subject? I thought we
Well, I
got
don't
through
even-
this.
Huh?
Okay, I sent the pilot episode to the CBC
Yeah?
that try to get us on the air, and they said that they weren't a fan of the formula.
Oh, really?
No, the test groups, the focus groups, didn't enjoy it one bit.
Huh, what did they like?
And they said it was the first thing they didn't like is there's cussing in it.
Oh,
Mhm.
they're anti-cuss.
Yeah, they're not a big fan of profanity. Because it turns out advertisers don't like to put ads over profanity.
Oh, okay. That's the reason.
Mm-hmm. And they also said that it didn't feel organic.
Oh.
You know, like it felt like it was a genetically modified conversation.
Yeah. Nobody likes that.
I don't mind my genetically modified cherries though; they're fine.
No. Does it actually say they are on the bag?
I mean, if it doesn't say organic, you have to assume, right?
Yeah, but there's not really a reason you'd genetically modify cherries.
Sure, you would make them sweeter.
Yeah, but I don't know if they've got to that stage yet with cherries. Anyway.
Yeah, there is, because there's two breeds of cherries. There's regular cherries and sweet cherries.
Yeah, there's many cherries, but I mean,
when...
have they actually genetically modified cherries though? Like,
probably. Like, why
know.
wouldn't they?
Well, I just don't know. It doesn't seem like a thing.
I feel so attacked right now. Like, you're making these bold accusations about my precious cherries.
Okay. Well,
GMO cherries.
Yeah. Oh, that's why I was looking up. Somebody's asking the same questions. Is there such a thing as a non-GMO cherry bush?
Yeah, I saw that one.
But I just meant in the lab kind of thing. I just don't know if they're in the lab.
In the lab?
Well, like genetically modified in the lab.
Oh. So you mean like
genetically modified? They're definitely genetically modified, but the point is, have they been genetically modified in the lab, like where they've had the genes implanted?
You'd be fine if someone was like pouring sugar on their cherry plants to make the fruit sweeter. Like, you'd be okay with that. But if they're taking them into a lab and like dissecting the seed and like fiddling with all that shenanigans.
Yeah.
But I think that is the only case of genetic modifying. I don't think like pouring sugar on shit counts as genetic modifying.
Yeah, I guess probably cherries, they probably have been genetically modified, like, in the lab. But... yeah, but I don't know. No, but I just don't think it's essential, that's what I'm saying. So, very likely they are not. But...
you think base cherries are fine on their own?
Yeah, the cherries that have been bred by kind of...
Well then how come my cherries taste delicious, crisp, and refreshing, whereas your cherries taste sour? Riddle me that.
They're sour cherries.
Sour cherries. Well, there's choke cherries.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, like the one you're eating there, I don't know if they would survive our winter. I doubt it.
Northwest grown.
Otherwise, I think probably everybody would be growing them.
Northwest grown? That must mean they're from Alaska.
Yeah. Northwest where? BC, I guess.
Maybe. Maybe it says on the bottom. Produce of USA.
Oh, okay. So Northwest.
Can't be much more north than. I don't know. What's underneath BC?
Washington State.
That's the one right underneath?
Yeah, and then Oregon, I guess. So it's probably that area.
I do see a thing here. One of the links is Oregon cherry growers.
Yeah.
So it's probably Oregon. I'm probably eating cherries from Oregon.
Probably.
But they're not organic.
Yeah. Organic. Oregon.
See that right there? That's one of those moments where I'm just gonna like edit in a huge fucking laugh track. It's like, oh, it's a great pun. Oh man. Don't worry about it. That's what editing's for. Let it come natural.
But we haven't even picked a subject though.
That's why it comes on its own.
Oh, okay. But I thought the whole tagline was, "What's your opinion?"
Oh,
You
okay.
just edit that at the front, at the beginning.
Is that what we should open with?
Just edit that into the beginning though, I guess. Record one sample of "What's your opinion on?" and then cherries, and then you just start, like.
Okay, here. No, shut up. Okay, shut up. Here, I'm doing it, okay? I'm gonna open it up. I'm gonna look right into the camera. Richard, what's your opinion on cherries? Okay, there. Now I'm just gonna edit that in the front.
Yeah. The extremely organic conversation. Didn't even know we were in the show.
Honestly, it's Hollywood magic. People can't even tell.
Yeah. Amazing what we can come up with.
Oh man, what have you been doing on your days off? Been climbing in the trees?
Yeah, I did do a little bit of that today.
You did climb a tree.
Yeah, and I was thinking like,
The cherry tree doesn't count, by the way.
Well, no. But I did end up a tree, and I was just thinking like, I guess I do climb trees on my days off. I don't know, I just felt like it. Felt like swinging up into the tree, so I did.
You are a literal ape.
Yeah, I was feeling a bit lazy, so I thought that would kind of get me going.
So, let's get a bit of context here. Were you outside at the time, or were you just sitting inside like, I'm feeling kind of lazy, let's go climb a tree?
No, I was sitting on my mini deck underneath the trees in question.
Mini deck?
Yeah, it's a mini deck, little deck.
How big does a deck need to be in order to qualify as a mini deck?
Well, probably just enough to fit chairs on. 2 chairs.
So what, like the size of my desk? So like, I don't know, like 1.5 meters even?
That's bigger than that, but it's just enough to fit like 2 chairs and then people's feet.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a mini deck. So I was sitting under the trees, and I was sitting there for a while listening to different podcasts actually, but
okay.
I've been sitting here long enough. I'll get up, and then I just thought I saw the tree branches, and I thought
I need to be on those.
Yeah. Yeah. So I swung up into the tree, and then I started breaking off dead branches. So that kept me up in the tree for a little while.
You accidentally weaseled yourself into doing yard work.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Nice.
Yeah. Then I swung around up there for a while, and then I made my way down. That was it. Yeah, I just thought when I was up there, this is probably what you'd expect I would be doing. And that is what I'm doing.
So let me get this straight. When you were up in that tree, you were thinking like, oh shit, Jared's right. I really do climb trees on my days
Yeah,
off.
I think that crossed my mind. Yeah.
Literal ape.
Yeah, I don't know. I enjoy being an ape, I suppose.
Unless they have to. You'll have to pardon me. I'm just I'm doing some amusing artwork right now.
Oh, good.
I'm gonna.
More mountainscapes.
There's gonna be a depiction of you and an orangutan in your tree. It'll be beautiful.
Quite the artist.
I have been told that I am very artistic.
On MS Paint.
Yes. What?
He's got some time on his hands.
Well, here's the thing. It's like one of those things where even though there's probably a better medium of doing it, it adds more character to it by doing it in MS Paint, you know?
Yeah.
It's like sure, some guy could fucking some guy could bake a cake in an oven. You know, like that. Woohoo! Anyone can do that. But you hear some news story about a guy who bakes a cake using a campfire, and you're like, oh, that's kind of impressive.
Yeah.
Makes a story out of it.
Dripping it down to the most basic of tools. A desktop computer.
That stuff is hard.
Yeah.
Like, I'm struggling with my basic picture here. Imagine what...
Yeah.
Are you seeing this, what I'm drawing?
No, I can't, but I'm watching the Big Lead Show.
I've got you hanging off the fucking tree. Oh, you fucker, you left. Okay, this is the perfect time to mention Richard, he's a big dumb doo-doo head. Oh, I gotta fix this. Cut this whole episode. Just cut the whole thing. Scrap it. And we're back.
We're back.
I was thinking about a certain... I have this phenomena that's been happening today. Alright?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a common thing for you or anything, but do you ever get like a memory or sort of reminiscence of some sort of event that didn't happen?
Didn't happen.
Yeah.
So so you strongly remember it, and you think, oh, I remember.
Not so much like a specific memory, but sort of like a feeling or whatever. I'll describe it to you, okay? Because I've had this on my brain all day.
Not deja vu.
No, because I haven't been in this scenario. So the situation, the sort of feeling or whatever that I'm describing, been like sort of thinking about today. It's like the feeling of being very wealthy. Okay, so being really well off. And being in an environment kind of like a really nice hotel. Like there's a specific hotel. Who the hell's texting me? Don't you ever text me ever again. My goodness. Oh, that's annoying. Anyway, we'll get back to that. But this feeling, okay, so being very wealthy and well off and being in specifically this one hotel in Winnipeg that I've stayed at before.
Yeah,
it's in that hotel, but it's not the same feeling as when I was there. But it's like a feeling of being very wealthy and well off in like a nice hotel like that, and the taste of the coconut jelly bellies we have. I have no idea how or why, but it is that specific. Like, it's that specific taste and scenario and feeling that I've just been thinking about all day. Huh?
Does it happen at some specific time?
No, like, it's just like, it occurred this morning when I was thinking about stuff. I was just like, oh, that's out of nowhere.
And then you taste something?
Well, that was part of the memory, or yeah. But obviously, I've never been in a situation where I'm in that hotel and I'm very rich and I'm eating coconut jelly bellies.
No, that's strange.
Yeah.
I don't think maybe you were dreaming. You slipped off into a light sleep.
Having a memory of a dream?
Yeah. You're sleepwalking. You're asleep at work.
I don't think I've ever sleptwalked.
No.
Has that ever occurred to you?
No, I don't think I have either.
No, my brother apparently he used to sleepwalk a lot.
Huh.
To the point where where there's this one good story of my aunt was babysitting him, and in the middle of the night he got up and like walked up to her, not talking or saying or anything, and just like speaking in tongues or whatever. And like freaked the hell out of her. She thought she was having to call like an exorcist or something.
Child zombie.
Well, yeah, like it's freaky stuff.
Huh. Yeah, sometimes I feel like I'm half asleep walking around, but I know that I'm actually there.
You're with the program.
Yeah.
No, I've been pretty good sleep-wise lately.
Because of your regular bedtimes.
Yeah, well, I've had to adjust it actually. I get ready for bed at 9. And what I used to do is I went to bed at 11, but now I'm going to bed at 10.
Huh.
Yeah.
Nice and early.
Well, because like I want to wake up at 7 regardless, no matter what each day, right?
Yeah.
And so I tried going to bed at like 11. That gives me 8 hours of sleep. That's what most people should be fine with, but apparently I'm not. I need at least 9.
Yeah.
So I gave myself that extra hour last night, and I woke up feeling much better this morning.
Yeah.
I only rolled around in bed for the first 5 minutes as opposed to the first 35.
Oh, like when you first went to bed, you mean?
No, you know how like when you wake up, like the first like as soon as your alarm goes off or whatever, you're just sort of like rolling around in bed for a bit, trying to build up the will to get up.
Yeah.
And it's just like that can last anywhere from like 5 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
I really do solemnly think that time moves faster immediately after waking up. Like, there's gotta be some sort of paradox or some sort of destruction of time and physics laws immediately after you wake up. Because I can get up at 7 and then roll around trying to get myself up for an hour.
Yeah.
But it feels like 10 minutes.
You're slipping in and out of consciousness, I guess. So you're not really... An hour goes by, but you're probably only actually awake for...
Like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That kind of... occasionally in the past, I've had weird kind of feelings when I think it's been when I've been waking up. And you feel like you're watching yourself almost. It sounds like a cliche, but... It's like you realize you're awake, but you can't do anything about getting up. You're just kind of trapped.
Yeah, I know what you mean, yep.
Yeah, I think that's happened. But then obviously, like, the time would go by quick there, because you wouldn't even be really perceiving it. You'd just be out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you actually fall asleep at 10, though? Or it probably takes a while to...
Well, I'll put my head down and, focus on trying to sleep at 10. And last night I managed to drift off like 10, 15 minutes in. Like, it didn't take that long.
Yeah, that's
really, it just depends on the type of day you have,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Or if you're like doing a bunch of shit beforehand.
Yeah.
Can't go straight from like a really high thought intensive activity and then just be like, okay, going to bed now. It's like, no, your brain will still be fucking going 30 miles an hour.
Yeah.
30.
30?
32.
32?
No, 28.
28?
28.
28.
You still didn't get back to me on that.
Yeah, I think 29.
29.
Well, I counted. As far as I could tell, I counted each one. and it was 29.
You have to count on the sides of them. You can't count by the tops of them. The
Yeah, I
tops
think
of
it
them it gets too tricky if you go by the tops of them.
I think I counted the sides.
So 29.
Well, I know what constitutes a tooth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I counted from the sides because I obviously, well, I don't know, it was easier to see. I could see them easier from the sides.
Oh, you looked in the mirror.
Well, yeah, I did. Or are you just feeling them?
Yeah. You just feel with your tongue and then you just count.
Oh, I couldn't do that.
No, your brain does. You can't. You run out of fingers and toes.
I don't think my tongue is sensitive enough to be able to tell.
Really?
Well, maybe, but I just thought that seemed inaccurate to me. I'd rather be seeing what I'm counting. So.
Okay. Well, that's fair.
Yeah, I wanted to do it most accurate way I could because I like accuracy in my.
In your teeth counting.
Teeth counting. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where the other wisdom teeth are gone. Maybe they're just in the middle of my face somewhere, like Vic said.
They're just in your face.
Well, just like lost in the bone somewhere.
It's just like traveled from your mouth all the way down to like your femur or something.
Yeah,
32.
Well, I've seen X-rays of people, you know, with wisdom teeth that are going in weird directions, and they're like halfway down the bottom of their jaw. Just I don't know, just in weird.
Just on a road trip.
Yeah, just turned the wrong way as well. And it just said something like, now here's why you want to get your wisdom teeth taken out. Something like that.
Jeepers, how do you even end up like that? Like, how does it just like turn and go the wrong way?
Yeah, I don't know. I definitely remember seeing this X-ray that looked pretty bad. But, you know, who knows, maybe it was fake X-rays.
They shouldn't have gotten rid of their bonus tooth. They could have like chewed stuff from the bottom of their jaw. What if it went all the way through out of their chin?
Yeah, just use it as a little
chin horn.
A bottle opener or something.
What could you do with a chin horn? You could
horn.
like you know how there's the tab that you puncture on a soda can? You just like slam your chin down on it and it would like it would be good.
Dive into it. Bang.
Bang.
Yeah. Yeah. Use it as a hole puncher. Yeah, many useful things.
Essentially, yeah. It'd be kind of annoying though. Think of all the things you couldn't do if you had a horn on your chin though. Like
Yeah.
looking straight down as far as you could would be kind of painful.
Yeah, just you'd end up with a hole in your.
Yeah, you'd have a hole in your chest. Ow, that would hurt. I don't know. Maybe a horn on your chin would be cool.
Well, I'm sure somebody's done it. Body modification.
Well, most of the time with body modification, they either reduce things, or they'll put stuff underneath or in. They don't really.
Yeah, but they could put like a little horn on the chin, under the skin.
And just have like the skin over it?
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
I don't know how big it could be, but it could be there. Like a chin implant, but spiky. I want a spiky.
I could see that, yeah. You'd have like bits of it jutting out.
Yeah. Well, there's like people put. I don't know. I saw some guy and he had like little nodules above his eyebrows.
Oh yeah, they put like dents or whatever. Like they stick out. Like rounded.
They were like horns, I guess, but they just weren't spiky ones. They're kind of pretty freaky looking. I don't know. Looks.
God, that's just one aspect of life I cannot understand. I cannot understand like anything like putting piercings or like tattoos, any stuff like that, I just cannot comprehend it.
Not necessary, I guess.
No, like, what is the benefit? What do you benefit from putting bumps above your eyebrows, Rich?
Yeah. Well, yeah, definitely bump. Well, he wanted to look like a lizard or something, so...
He wanted to look like a lizard. Does he work at the circus? Because that's the only occupation I can think of where that benefits you.
Well, he might have worked at, like, Comic-Con or something.
Work at Comic-Con.
Oh, not worked at it, but I don't know, like a...
Oh, so like just like as a hobby thing.
Yeah, an entertainment. Maybe he's an entertainment
just
artist.
Goes door to door showing off folks his nubs.
Yeah. Well, you could probably busk. Just walk around with a hat. $1 for a kilo.
$1 for my nubs. I'll let you touch my nubs for $1. That's so messed up. Would you?
Probably would happen.
Oh my goodness.
Good lizard face. Let's see what we get with that.
Lizard face. Oh dear lord.
Oh yeah, there's quite a few of them. Whoa, look at that guy. That's pretty weird.
Oh, especially in regards to lizard folk. I know that another common thing is you split your tongue.
Well, yeah.
Like, you take your tongue and you like cut it down the middle, so you actually have two halves, and you can move them independently. It's fucked up.
I wonder if that gives you any advantages. Probably.
Honestly, I think it would. If anything, that might give you some advantages with stuff. Like, instead of one tongue, you've got two now.
Yeah.
What can you do with two tongues other than the obvious?
Yeah, just taste things at two things at one time.
Well, you could also like. Do you think you'd have enough coordination where like you could pop a whole cherry in your mouth and like just with your tongue you could like take off the stem and like, you know, dig into it and take out the pit?
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, see, the lizard man, he's a performance artist.
So he goes around with his hat collecting money.
Basically, yeah.
And he says, I can't even wear the hat because the stupid nubs.
Yeah.
Poor lizard man.